We now shift our attention to Ukraine's internal political tensions. Lawmakers stormed the podium in the country's parliament, the Verkhovna Rada, voicing outrage over Ukraine President Volodymyr Zelensky's latest crackdown on opposition figures. The trigger, if you're wondering, it's his administration's decision to impose sanctions on former President Petro Poroshenko. Videos on social media from the scene show angry MPs holding banners and chanting against Zelensky, accusing him of silencing rivals and centralizing power in his very own hands, calling Zelensky's leadership as a dictatorship and warning that the political repression is deepening in Ukraine. Well, according to reports, the demonstrations follows a controversial move by Ukraine's National Security and Defense Council, which is a body directly under Zelensky's control, that accused Poroshenko, the former Ukrainian president, of treason and placed him under sanctions. Zelensky reportedly swiftly signed off on the restrictions, extending penalties to other high-profile individuals as well, including billionaire Igor Kolomoisky, who is already in jail, and Viktor Medvedchuk, the former head of the banned opposition platform for Life Party. Zelensky has long vowed to root out figures he claims have betrayed Ukraine for personal gain. But experts argue that his so-called anti-corruption campaign is merely a cover for eliminating political threats. And the backlash was immediate. Poroshenko's European Support Party staged demonstrations inside the Rada, which is the country's parliament, unfurling banners with messages, and I'm quoting here, "No to dictatorship" and "No to political repression." MPs shouted shame, reportedly bringing the parliamentary session to a halt. According to reports, Poroshenko, who led Ukraine from 2014 to 2019, has now become one of Zelensky's most vocal opponents. He reportedly took to Meta, blasting the sanctions as unlawful and personally orchestrated by Zelensky to sideline him. He also claimed that the authorities blocked him from attending the Munich Security Conference. Concerns over political freedom in Ukraine have intensified, and that since the Russia-Ukraine war broke out. Zelensky has been accused of banning opposition parties, tightening control over the media, and postponing elections under the pretext of martial law. In fact, his presidential term officially ended in May 2024, yet elections remain off the table. Even Washington has started to express unease right now. Just yesterday, U.S. President Donald Trump said Ukraine will have to hold elections at some point of time.
Are you freezing out President Zelensky of this process a bit? Isn't there a danger of that?
No, I don't think so, as long as he's there. But, you know, at some point you're going to have elections, too. You're going to have an election.
Trump also hinted that Zelensky's political future looks bleak. Zelensky's poll numbers are not particularly great. To put it mildly, Trump said, and I'm quoting here, remarked. In fact, Keith Kellogg, the U.S. Special Envoy for Ukraine and Russia, earlier this month also called for both presidential and parliamentary elections to be held in Ukraine by the end of 2025, further emphasizing that a democratic system cannot function without elections. If Zelensky seeks re-election, he may face a serious challenge. According to local reports, his decision to remove Ukraine's former top military commander, Valery Zalensky, has created a powerful political rival. A survey conducted by Ukraine's Social Monitoring Center just over 2 months ago shows that Zelensky commands major public support, with 27% of Ukrainians favoring him in a potential presidential race, while only 16% back Zelensky. So, will Zelensky hold elections in Ukraine in the near future? That remains a question at this point of time. Regardless, it is clear that the battle for Ukraine's future is far from over, not just from the outside, but also within.